Yeah. Welcome back to the firehouse for some more fiery reasoning, as I would say. I think tonight we're going to discuss, in the last two reasons I was discussing the way of the I am and the way of the internal master, Satan himself, the devil. So tonight I think I want to discuss now what happens when you move within them. So let us say then as an example, I think what I really want to get at tonight is there is a third man in this, or a third woman if you want to call it. So I have identified the I am and the devil, which is the positive and the negative. And then now it is the speaker or yourself. So there is three powers within a being. Yeah. Now I'm going to show you now how you can be a daughter or a son of the one, or how the son is born. You know what I mean? Like when you make a connection between positive and negative, you produce the light. Now that light is the sun, and that is the one that giveth light. You see what I mean? So in this time, we are going to be talking about the sun and how one come to be a son, because we are all sons and daughters of the one. Or like I hear some people say we are all stars, but maybe we are falling stars. Well, in this teaching, it will be about how you can shine, rise and shine again like the star that you are supposed to be. Understand? Now, everything is to do with how one lives. There is no way of opening up your inner eye unless you are a self-disciplined person. That means what you'll have to find whatever negativity it is that you are doing in your life and put a stop to it, and then strive to live honestly. Now when you are doing this, you are on the road, I say, to becoming a son or a daughter. To be a son or a daughter, then it would be best if the fire lion take you back to a time when you was innocent. This time was in your childhood. We know when we first arrived, because I have to include the fire in it. I was one of, when you first arrive on earth, out of the womb, and I'm talking about. I don't know what went on in the womb. But I'm going back now to when you come out. When we was babies, we was actually residing in an innocent state. Well, this innocent state must have been in the womb as well. I don't know any violent baby in the womb. So yeah, we'll take the innocency right back to within the womb. Yeah. Now, in that state of mind or being, whatever you want to call it, we knew no evil nor intent to do any. Obviously, we wasn't conscious of this fact, but memory was. So memory recorded this state of our innocency. But obviously, like I'm saying, you cannot stay in because life is a movement, so we had to move out of innocency, and there we end up in things that are not innocent that was taught to us. And whatever was taught to us from the time that we move into that world, that slowly begin to cover up our innocency. You get in the picture. So by the time we reach a certain age, let's say 18 then, going by what they say you all there. Let's say by 18, you are no longer the innocent being that you was born as a child. this innocent being has been, to a degree, whatever, to some more, some lesser degree, is covered up. And we now have a personality that I say is Mr. Ego or Mrs. Ego, who is masquerading now as us. You understand? Now, the only way you're going to open your eyes now, your true eye, like I say, is to realize that Mr. Ego or Mrs. Ego is not you. And to start to make correction in your life, because Mr. Ego or Mrs. Ego is doing things that you yourself know is not right and correct, but maybe because you yourself is getting the enjoyment, well, only you could anyway, you are getting the enjoyment out of it, so you are going along with Mr. Ego or Mrs. Ego. But what I'm saying is here now, this lesson is not for those who are going along with Mr. Ego and Mrs. Ego. This is for those who have decided to stop the wrong that Mr. Ego is doing. Now, if they are doing so, instead of going the way of Mr. Ego, going straight, yeah, once you stop doing Ego's bidding, you have turned around. Yeah? If you are determined enough, you can go back to your childhood and resurrect the innocent state of mind that you once had as a child. You've heard that lesson before, innit? Those of you who haven't heard it, rush into your Bible. I think it's in there somewhere. Once a man and twice a child. That is the lesson that we are teaching here. Not in the physical sense, like when somebody go old and you have to feed them with a spoon. And you say, oh, he's gone back to a baby. No, I am on about the spiritual movements. When one self-discipline and go back to their innocent state of mind that they once had as a child. Now, when you are in the innocent state, you ain't going to want to kill anybody. Have you ever heard of anybody, baby, planning murder and such? Robbery and rape and the love of diamond and gold and the hatred of other babies. You know, those things don't go on in baby world. See what I mean? So once you've recovered your innocency of a baby, you too your mind will just become like a baby in it. You are going to see the fact that look how much gold and diamond is in the earth. All of it that God put in the earth is still here. And from what you can read and hear, many people have come killing and going on with themselves for this gold, and it's still here. When they die, they don't even take an ounce with them. Well, I know some of them put it in the grave and thing, but it's still there. You know, you cannot take not even a dust of it. So why can't you see then from such an angle that as the baby can see it? That this is totally ridiculous. But obviously the adults, those who are adults, can't see this. Because they are the one now, because they are adults and have gone so far away from the innocency that they once was. And still can be. They've gone so far away that they will kill and hate their fellow human being for whatever. Because I'm telling you, in baby world, ain't no hating going on down there. It doesn't matter to the baby what color you are when he sees you. Ain't no problem, Ain't no matter about how beautiful you want to say the diamond is. I am telling you, if you even go and test it with a baby and you'll see what they do. Yeah, you might like it because it shine a bit fun, Soon throw that away, Gold. Anything that you think is so precious. The baby that baby might enjoy it, but it ain't nothing special, you know what I mean? And baby ain't going to beat up another baby for it. Or, do any such things. So we are coming into a time when you will have to learn to recover your innocency. Because we are not living innocently while we create the kind of world that we have here. And the people who claim to be religious, are they teaching their followers in their various different religions to get back to innocency? Are they really in their mosque or their church or their synagogue explaining to people that God is in them and that they should live honestly to make a connection with this God, like how one would log on to a computer in this time? That's what God is then. We can say God is a computer, or he's a television, but you know, television have no station running now. So you have to tune into God. You have to log on. Now, what would you have to do to log on to God? Which would be a logical question. I'm saying for you to log on to God then, anybody at all it is, because it's no big deal. Every human can do it then. You must be honest to yourself, truthful about the things that you are doing. When you examine what you are doing and you find out that you're a little devil, doing what you know is not right, try your best to stop these negative things. Imagine, I like to use this one, that you have a garden. Because you in England here, you like gardens, no? So you have your lovely garden now. It look nice, don't it? Now, what happens if you neglect your garden and let weeds come and entangle up all these lovely roses? They don't look as nice, do they? Well, when you allow negative thoughts to be dominant in your mind, wicked and racist evil thoughts and greed and lust and spite, jealousy, all those. It is like weeds. If you could see in your mind, what you would see is a mind entangling weeds. Nevertheless, a mind that could shine and be glorious and beautiful, because the mind is. But because of neglect, you understand, because it is your duty to look after the mind, to water it and nurture it, and when you see weeds growing, to root it out, and don't let them take residence in your garden. But no, the majority of humans have not done that. They've let hate take up residence in their garden. Prejudice grow freely. Jealousy run wild. Love of money running wild. Murder is rampant. All these kind of vile negativity, when you in their garden there, it is completely contaminated, like I say. Some to a lesser degree, but you know what I mean. And all because of neglect. Now, if your mind is like that, which I'm not saying that all of us mind has not been, as weed has not come into our mind and weed up our garden, but I'm saying no matter what weed is in our garden, we can clear out the weed. But it takes effort and determination to remove the weeds from out of the garden. These weeds are not going to come out the garden, unless you weed them out. I never put racism in your mind, so I can't come and take it out, is it? I never put the pleasure of stealing, or raping, or whatever vile activity you are doing here on the earth. I am not the one who put it into you, or you never put it into me. So we have the responsibility of whoever putting it into us then to remove it. Because unless you do this process that I'm telling you about, you know what I mean, which is removing the weeds from your mind, then your mind will be entangled. Or the other one that I like to use is the glass with the water. If the glass is dirty and we pour clean water in it, the water get contaminated, spoil. But if we wash the same glass and put the water in it, stay clean. So things are quite simple. If you want truth to, or the mind to retain truth, it have to be cleansed. The truth ain't going to come into a mind that is dirty, because even when it does, it become corrupted. Because the vessel is not clean enough to receive it. You understand? So I cannot clean a next man's vessel to receive the truth that I'm speaking to him. His vessel will have to be clean to receive it. Because if your vessel is not clean, then you are going to receive it as like I tell you, just like how the dirty glass would receive it and contaminate it. So in other words, then you ain't going to understand what I'm telling you. As far as you are concerned, I could be just talking a load of shit. Because you are in that position and I'm in this position. You know what I mean? Like what I'm talking about now as an example. I never knew this when I was in the dark. How could I? Oh, you're not going to see this in the dark, are you? The behavior that I was behaving at them time, it wasn't compatible with knowing what I'm knowing now. And I never knew it until I stopped. That's how I get out of the dark. So now I can see those who are in the dark. I'm not saying that I'm better than those who are in the dark, is it? Because I used to be in the dark myself. We all have to we all have to leave from the dark to come to the light. Just like how you have to come out of your mommy to come into this world, innit? Did you not leave from the dark and come into the light? And now that you are in this physical life and the fire lion is teaching you the lesson that you still have to come from out of the dark to come in the light. Because everything is hidden in the dark. Well, I don't know who was overseeing God at this time, but it did say, as according to them, they says that God said, "Let there be light." So there must have been darkness already, because he couldn't have said, "Let there be darkness," innit? Otherwise, he'd have to say, "Let there be darkness" first. So I hear them say, God said, "Let there be light." So you see that the darkness is the original. In fact, I've teach this to people already, that darkness is the container of all things. Darkness is where God is. That's why you cannot see God. You see what I mean? Although I have seen the one, but the one is still in the dark still. You understand? Because I know a lot of things about this one. That's why I can tell human being about what is coming and what laws is going to run the planet. The laws of the one. This one that is in you. This is the mysterious one. Where many people have come before and teach about this one. And they say, when I'm saying this one, I mean they teach about God. Yeah? And they teach about God. They say, "Oh, my Father up in heaven," and all kind of mysterious ways that these teachers teach about one. But I am not teaching about the one in no mysterious way. You see what I mean? I know the one personally, so I don't have any doubt or I have to imagine anything or anything like that. You know what I mean? I know where the one is because I've seen the one. So I don't have to talk about, oh, God up in heaven. I am talking about the force that is within you. Male or female, you know what I mean? That one that I say in man literature they call conscience. Well, we can call the one what I say, the one have many names, and name is irrelevant. Because as a fire general, I call the one Rastafari. That is the new name of that one. And the reason why that is the new name is because that one, which I've explained the name, I'm not going to do it in this reason. But under that name, the one explain himself more clearly. You understand? More clearly under that name, Rastafari. But I don't have to I teach under any name. I don't have to use any name when I'm teaching about the one. Akadizi say, oh, conscience, and it's easier to say conscience because that is the one that is within everyone when we're talking about, If we say God, people could probably think, oh, what you talking about? I don't believe in no God. It's harder for you to say you don't believe in your conscience, though. It's not a thing to believe in. You'll know about it. You might say, oh, you don't follow it. But it's harder for you to deny that it exists. You can go and deny that God exists as much as you want. Because God is a word that, you can't associate it with your own being. Really. But when I teach you from conscience, you can associate that with your own being. You have to, because even when you ignore conscience, you can feel it. And like I said, those who have ears to hear can hear it as well. So no, as a fire lion, I'm not going to teach anyone in any mystery about, because like we say, God is a word. Let's just say the word is there to describe a higher intelligence than man. Because you must probably think that you are the high. No, but there's a higher intelligence right within you. You know, when you are claiming that, you get inspiration or you draw inspiration. Inspiration, my friend, can only come from the one or the two. That's the only place inspiration is coming from. From either the one or the two within thyself. You are the three then, Yeah, why is it? 1, 2, 3. The three of us within this body. Like a triangle like that. Like a pyramid then. We are at the apex. We draw inspiration from those two. And from those two, we decide whether we're going to be positive or negative. It looks as if the inspiration has been drawn mostly from it has, for a long time, mostly from the negative. Those who want to exploit and use and abuse. Not those beings who have any respect at all for the earth. The beings who have been ruling have no respect for the earth. Their intention. If the earth was a woman, they would have raped her. They would have done all manner of things to her. They would have to remove all the milk from out of her breast then, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, that if the earth was a woman, you have a set of man now that they have no intention of paying respect to a woman. Even though a woman is their mother. They will use and abuse, no respect. In fact, in general, men have no respect for a woman. This is a male chauvinistic world that they've created here. So they have no respect. So the earth now, who's our mother, who give us everything, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, Mother Earth, man, for real. These vile human beings, who the earth itself shelter, clothe, care for, have no respect for the planet itself. Therefore, they will do anything to use and abuse it and exploit it. Have no respect for it. You see what I mean? All their interest in digging out whatever she have in her belly and in her head and so hell-bent and abusing. Now, these kind of beings won't learn anything, obviously, because when you're doing that, your eyes can never open. You see what I mean? So it look like you only understand them, those type of people, you only understand the laws of negativity and abusing and things. So because you cannot understand the laws of positivity then, which you couldn't, because any being who can see wouldn't behave like that. But over in the seen world now, where the fire lion is now, where I'm telling you about, over in the land of fire, this is in the land of the spirit, over in the land of positive instead of negativity. From over there you can see all things. Well, I can't see them, but God can see all things. And I can see a lot of the things that God can see as well. He showed me a lot of things. So over there now, you can see clearly now that when you are in darkness, you can even believe that you can die. Because believers don't know nothing. People in darkness don't know nothing. They either believe, when you are in the dark, you are under 2 categories. Maybe 3. Oh, yeah, I don't know. They say, you're either a believer or an unbeliever, or just totally don't care about nothing anyway. When you're in the dark, you know, I mean, you're in that because you can't see nothing. But when your eyes open now, you don't believe. You get to know things and understand things. So what I'm telling them now, that because they are in the dark, they do not realize that there is consequences to action. Because when you're in the dark, a lot of people say, oh, when you're dead, man, don't worry about it. So that is their excuse now for doing the vile things that they are doing. Because they think, oh, well, if the police don't catch us, you know what I mean? And maybe they are the police themselves, or the judge themselves. You know, so they are setting their own laws, so they know that nobody won't catch them anyway. So they are banking now that when death comes for them, because they are very frightened of death, I know that. They wish death wasn't the governor of this earth, you know. But they are very terrified of death. But they are thinking now in their own idiotic mind, I say, that when death do happen, that would be the end of it. Your slate is wiped clean, you're dead, you take, like I say, you take secret to grave. You know, no secret ain't going to no grave. That's just mad idiotic business, like I'm telling you. All your secrets are on your memory. And you cannot die. No human can die. We are energies. Energies cannot die. Even your own, like I tell you before, your own mad scientist will show you this. So, you cannot die. Yeah? And life is eternal. Because when you're in the dark, you don't realize this, of course. You think, life is just a little 100, and if you live over 100, the Queen send you out a telegram, and you know, and then that's it. But trust me, life is eternal, an ongoing process. It don't come to a cessation when you finish with the physical body. And no, there is laws and rules and regulation within the universe, like I'm telling you. All of you I'm talking about, you know, who care how powerful or not powerful you are, I don't care. Because like I tell you, I will teach the whole, this is a new teaching coming into you. Not new, but, you know, ragamuffin style, I'm telling you. That all of you know, if you come here and you live against the will of the one that is within you, that is. You know, when I say you're living against the will of the one that is within you, know, when conscience tell you don't hate people, but you tell conscience, hey, I'm doing it anyway. I don't be greedy, selfish. You don't listen to your own conscience. Say, well, you will have to pay for the consequences of that. While you're living here now, ignoring conscience, you can enjoy your little what you deem to be enjoyment and pleasure, which is devilish behavior. One, you can easily enjoy yourself the same way without being devilish. So I don't know why you have to be devilish when you claim that you are enjoying yourself, you know, without no love and care and all this kind of thing. And you feel to yourself that after, when this kind of behavior go on now, that this is the end of that. No. Just like how I'm telling you now, in this time, as a fire lion that I have seen the one, you can believe what you want in it. Because I'm not, at the end of the day, when I sit and I make any chat, I am not selling it, am I? And if I put it up on a website, I don't care who go there and listen to it. You know what I mean? Because I am not selling anybody anything. I am just telling them what is and what is to happen to them. Even if it's the whole 7 billion of you, I know what will happen to you, right, if you don't do what I tell you. Or if you're not doing it. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't change your ways, if you don't examine, right, what you are doing in life, and see to yourself if you're an honest person within your own being, because only you know you. And if when you examine yourself and you find out that yes, I am a little devil within, then I am a hypocrite, and if you don't change that way, you are going to be a living dead. You know, because that means your eyes won't open. So you're living in ignorance. You're walking about and running about and dressing up, but you are dead. And like I love to say now, you see them here on earth, it's so stupid. Because you have on a little bit of expensive clothes, you know. Don't know how much you pay for your suit, and them have some watch where them call Rolex or Bolex, you know. Put diamond in a stud round, claim it worth $500,000, yeah? And you drive a piece of metal on the road, Bentley or Rolls Royce, and you live in some concrete building with enough room and swimming pool. You think that you've made it, or that this make you somebody in life. But the more of that you got, the more stupid I know that you are. You very rarely find anyone like that with any sense. I'm not saying that you couldn't have these things and have sense at the same time, but you rarely find any of these idiots who have these things and realize that they're still full of shit. Because when they have these things now, they think that they're somebody. And a lot of people who haven't got anything now think they are somebody because they got these things. But all these things, that's what happens when you are in the dark. When you are in the dark, your ambition might be to own a Bentley. How do I know? Or 2 yachts? Because when you're in the dark, you have all kind of crazy idea. You are not going to find out in the dark that you are here to understand what is right and correct. You know? And to sow good seeds so you can reap them in the next life. When you are in the light, you can see that plainly. But I'm not talking about being in the light. I'm talking about when you are in the dark. And when you are in, because it's the people who are in the dark who is ruling the world, not the people in the light. People in the light wouldn't rule the world in this idiotic, mad, crazy way, want to murder and drop big bomb, and you know, them always thinking of a way how to make a more powerful bomb. Is crazy. Your bomb's powerful enough already, you idiot. You have enough powerful bomb, you alone can destroy the world enough time. You always are looking for a better way to make a more deadly poison, or send out a more dangerous disease. You know what I mean? Never looking to do anything, well, like I say, this idiotic and madness cannot be helped. Because you are in the dark. And anyone who is in the dark, trust me, you're crazy in the dark. And we've all been in the dark, so we know. It's not as if you're speaking as if so, oh, I've never been in the dark. I've been in the dark, my friend. So you have to be in the dark to be able to teach about the dark. You know? Just like I can teach a lot of things, teach man about drugs, all kind of things. Because I take some of those drugs. Only thing I've never done is put needle in my hand. But the rest of them, I know about them because I've been there in the dark, I test them out, innit? So I know. So I know how people behave in the dark. Because I was in the dark, that's how I know. You know, ignorant, and when you come out of the dark, it amazes you how you used to be in the dark, if you know what I mean. But it's not a problem because every man is, like I say, you're not going, you don't come from the light or burn into the light then. Otherwise you would be conscious straight away and know everything that was right and correct, innit? No, we have to come from the dark, just like how we have to come out of our mother's womb to come into the world. So mentally, we have to come from out of the dark. That dark that I'm talking about is, we ain't going to start off being good at first, are we? How could we, after what was put into us, either by parents and friends around or school or whatever? And the planet ain't a light planet, innit? Where the beings here are truthful and everyone honest. Otherwise, that's what would have been put into us. This is a corrupted, twisted world. Positive and negative. So we get that put into us to whatever degree. If you was lucky, that is. Which family you're born in and which religion you're born in. All these things come into play. Luckily for me, I was born into a loose. What I say loose, when I say loose, I mean not like say if you was born under Islam, then you automatically have to, you know. But Christianity now, we could easily say, we not been no Christian. And no one in the community care. But if you are born a Muslim now, you can't relinquish Islam so easy within that community, because all the rest of people are going to be say, ooh, you know what I mean? But like in my community now, no one don't care if you say you're Rasta, Jews, Muslim. Who cares? Your life, innit? So that's easier for me to break out of such what I would call, when I'm in the light now, idiocy. Because it is. There is not a priest or imam or rabbi or whoever in any who is in the light. Because if they was in the light, they wouldn't be in the organization that they are in. Only people in the darkness organize themselves in religious factions and argue with one another. And the reason, how could you be arguing if you was in the light? Because if you was in the light, you'll see the truth. The truth is the light. Not our, I am not the light. The light was around before I was born. I conceive, so I'm not the truth. But I'm saying, if you was living how you should live, you would see that truth, and that truth would guide you. So how could you be arguing with the next man? Unless the next man wasn't living. But if the next man was living by that light, there could be no argument, could there? How could we be living under the same light and be arguing? No, you will never find any what I call spiritually awakened man or woman, yeah. Ladies, when I say man, I mean woman as well. If I forget to say woman sometimes. But you will never find any spiritually awakened being, yeah, who is going to argue with a next awakened being. There is no argument, you know what I mean? It is not possible that if a man was awake in China, I mean awake and see the light, and I am here awake and see the light, that we could argue, because we've seen the same light. The light is one, and the word is one, and the word is universal. It's a universal law. You know, I say, universal right through the universe. So it's the same in China, Africa, anywhere you want to go, India, the one law. Anyone who see the light in India is seeing the same light that a man in Africa is seeing as the one is seeing. And when he see that light, he will wake up out of his ignorance of thinking that he's an Indian or a Chinese or an African or whoever they told him that he was when he come into the earth. Because he's none of these things that they tell him. You understand? He's only going to find out this when he wakes up from out of the dark that they've put him in. You understand? And you ain't going to wake up out of this darkness until you come from out of it by disciplining your actions. You must be honest with your own being about what you are doing in life, and see if what you're doing is truthful and honest. And if you find out, like I keep repeating, that this is not so, no problem, just change your ways. If you desire to know what is right and correct. You have to have this desire as well, you know. If you don't desire something, well, you're not going to pay no attention to it, is it? You will pay desire to you will pay attention to the things that you desire more. So if you desire lying and hating, well, you put a lot of energies into that, and you will find out more ingenious ways of lying and hating. That's what you will find out. So it's to say, if you put energies into to knowing what is right and correct and truthful and honest, you will find that out. If you desire to know if there is any meaning or understanding in life, you will find that out. But you have to have this desire within yourself. You have to be somebody who wants to know. Now, if you is a person that believe, I would say to you, why would you want to believe, yeah, and don't want to know? Because surely when you're knowing, you're more certain than when you're believing, aren't you? When you're believing, right, you don't know. Imagine if somebody give you, like I said before, the opportunity to either believe, knowing that when you believe you don't know, and to know. Which one would you have? Would you not rather know than to be spending yourself in doubt and believing and can't even in reasoning defend what you believe in? Because in reasoning, reason, just plain talking, those who are defending Christianity and Islam cannot defend themselves. If I say to a Jesus follower, so how did you know that Jesus was born of a virgin birth? He says, oh, I don't know, I believe it. And I say, believe, say, oh, you have to have faith. And they don't know that faith can be blind. You see? So it's just something they believe. If you ask a man how Muhammad come to be the last prophet, he say, oh, maybe the angel, I think they say the angel tell him or somebody tell him. But they don't know if this is so, they just believe in this. You see what I mean? They was just born in this same as us. So this thing happened a long time ago, so they can't know. So they have to believe. But when you are in the dark, that's what you do. You believe anything that anybody tell you. In the dark, You are open to anything. I think it's better to be an unbeliever in the dark than a believer. Because like I say, the believer is kind of set. Somebody is holding. The unbeliever is drifting. You see what I mean? Him not too sure where I'm going, So, not too sure. So, he's got a better chance of escaping. Because he's not tied down. He's just drifting on the sea. The believer now is in a boat. And he's convinced in there that this boat is the boat that's going to take him to safety. When I'm saying it would be better if you are a logger, as an unbeliever, just drifting and taking your chance until you think, oh yeah, well, here's an opportunity. But never, if anyone is looking to get out of the dark, the first thing you would do is leave your religion. Or question it vigorously. You see, because as humans, we tend to... what I call try to stick to our own then. So imagine that they tell us that we are black. What we try to do is live as a uniform and think, oh, we are one man. So we won't even try and understand that some of us are evil. I try and gloss over the fact that some of us are evil. You understand? So people don't want to see the negative within themselves. But you can't be like that. You have to be able to see the negative amongst yourself. Something like what Jesus said. Before you go picking the beam out of a brother, pick it out of your own first. So first you must recognize evil amongst you then. Or if you want to put this, putting it back to an individual level. You've heard about the devil, innit? Satan and all. Forget about that Satan. Satan is within us. First, you must learn to recognize this devil that is within you. Before you can help a brother with the devil within him. So you must get to understand and know your own devil within. The devil is nothing to be afraid of. He ain't going to bite you. The devil is not a bad dog. He ain't got a sword. And he's not a killer. Never murder anyone. You know what I mean? I know what they say before, I said it on the last, about the devil possessing people. The devil don't need, the real devil I'm on about. The real devil, right, don't need to possess you. Why would he want to do that? You're already in you, innit? So why would he have to get in you if he's already in you? He's already a part of your being. So why would you want to, So this devil, the real devil within, you must get to know this devil. You know what I mean? When you know the devil, or if you want, then you will know who God is. When you learn to when you know the devil, then you will understand how the devil works. So then you won't be doing negative. When the devil inspire you, then, as you would call it, or put a thought in your head, some greedy thought, you will just say, no, you're not doing that, innit? Because the devil ain't going to stop putting thoughts in your mind, no matter how holy you want to be. But you can come where you understand what's going on. And you don't have to put the devil thought into action, because the devil ain't forcing you to do nothing. And if you don't put the bad thoughts, what you would call it, some of this, because some of you, this is how some of these people are crazy, especially out here in the West. I hear them say, no, they following the fan city. That means any silly thought that come into the head, they put it into practice without analyzing it and see that, oh, this is a foolish thought, man. And you know what I mean? You don't know how to analyze your own thoughts, because you're afraid of your own self. No one is like, instead of them admitting that the devil is in them, no, we don't have no devil in me, man. But the devil is in everyone. What we call the devil is negativity. We are positive and negative. But don't worry about the negative, like I tell you. Because night and day ain't always night time now, and tomorrow they are not fighting. And positive and negative can actually produce a light. You understand? And when you produce this light, this is when you are going to be able to see properly. But you must combine positive and negative in the correct manner. Well, those who don't do it in this time, well, I don't know what's going to happen to them, you know what I mean? But this is a time when man is going to know himself. This is a time when we return into oneness. As it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. In the beginning was the one. You know, the one. That's what is going to happen. So those who cannot see, for example, that the universe is one, because the power, you know, the one is one, then I'll show you. The universe is one. This earth that we are on is one. The human beings that are on it are one, even though they're confused and don't know this. Within those human beings, I am the one spirit that watch you all from within. You don't get it. You think all that is accidental. Ain't nothing accidental about that. That is a fact. That the one is in all of you, watching you from within. It is also a fact that he is videoing you with memory, so that when you leave here, because I know what's going to happen to you. Well, I'm telling you now, when you go there, I don't know. I know the secret. There is no secret. If people think there was secrets before, the secrets are finished, because everything is in the light. All those who was hiding secrets before, maybe it never dawned on them what memory was doing to them. Maybe it still hasn't dawned on them what it is doing to them, because they are too busy doing what they are doing in it and making other plans. So they are not watching what is behind them, or in front of them, or sideways of them. Whatever way you want to put it. But trust me, human beings, there ain't no secret. You know what I mean? That's why I can tell you plain and straight that any religious man, all those men in Christianity or Islam who set up any organization are hypocrites, and you're going to pay for pretending that you know God when you don't know God. Because if you did know God, my friend, any priest, imam, rabbi, whoever you minister, or leaders of other men, if you did know God, you would have been telling human beings or your congregation that God is within them, and that to know this God, they should live disciplined life. No hate, no this. You would not be dressed up in your robes or whatever robes you're dressing up with, and lighting candles and performing silly rituals. The reason why you are performing silly ritual is because what you've set up is not for the benefit of man's soul, but for the benefit of your own greedy self and your goons and devilish men to make money. That's all you've done that for. Nothing religious. You know what I mean? Religion, like I'm telling you, is when a man start to live honestly. That's what religion is. It's not about lighting candle and talking about Jesus or Abraham or some men that was long dead. Religion ain't nothing like that. And if you think it was like that, well, we are going to change and tell you what true religion is. You see what I mean? True religion is when a man try to live good. You know? And any man can do that. It is not the property of any man. You cannot stop any being that is on this planet if they want to live good. You know, they can do it. They wouldn't have to come into no building or come into the firehouse to see me, so that I can say, oh yeah, you have to drink this water and eat this bread. You know, and go and climb some mountain to big. No. Everyone can find out from themselves how to live good. Which is what you're going to do. You don't need a teacher to teach you how to live good. How can you if the teacher is already in you? This is what I can understand about you, man. We are going to leave a time when you don't follow what your brother say. You will consult the teacher that is within you. Because the one is within all. You don't understand. So you don't have to follow our next man and say, oh, that's Jesus there. Oh, that's Aital. Man is man and God is God. So you are a fully grown up being now, right? And you don't log on to me, a man speaking to you. You understand? You log on to the spirit that is within you. The only thing I could do for you is to alert you to that fact if you don't know. But once I've alerted you to the fact, and you've linked onto that spirit, you don't even have to listen to what I say again, is it? You know? Because you will be talking your own talk. You would have made your own link to the one. Because there ain't going to be no more of this. Oh, you've got to come through Jesus if you want to know. Muhammad or the Buddha. The middleman is finished. No more middleman. When you come to knowing God in this fire, you are going to know God directly yourself. Because God is within you. God is not hiding, is it? Or did you believe some of these people as if they say, oh, God created the universe and he's gone having a rest, or he's up ahead build, you know? He created and leave it here. No. What you are calling God is a part of us. Everyone within you. Talking to you all the time, but you don't listen. That's why you never know God. You never get to know God. But I'm telling you now that this is the time when man is going to get to know God, because we're going to destroy all those religious idiotic business that you're talking about. The whole world is going to get cleansed. Because that's the only way it can happen. You know, everything, the whole system, all the system that is on the earth, religious, political, everything, banking system, everything, from east, west, north and south has got to go. Because those things have been done by people who are in the dark. People who are blind. People who refuse to come out of ignorance. Many people have gone into the dark there to take them out, and they murder the very people who come to bring them from out of the dark. You see what I mean? That's all that's ever happened. When you go in the dark to get them out, they will murder you and kill you. And like I say, if you go in the dark, you see the preachers there in there preaching a load of shit, lie, rubbish, total madness. The preachers in the dark should be, if it was violent, they should all be taken off the pulpit away in synagogue and be given a good hiding. But who do you think draw the followers? It's them. They are the one who are preaching the ignorance. And they are the one who, because the people are ignorant, they will always listen to them. You're hardly going to find anybody now. When those who know the truth speak it, the ignorant run away. The ignorant don't want to know. Well, why would the ignorant want to know anyway? Because if you are in the dark, you are ignorant, so you're not going to want to know, are you? So of course they're going to run away. So when the truth is spoken, the ignorant run away. If you don't believe what I'm saying, like I keep repeating, go on your television, go on the God channel. All of those preachers up there are preaching garbage. But look at their audience. And a lot of them are, well, you know why they do it anyway, multi-millionaire them, you know. Some of them are selling holy water, precious magic water, all kind of things, all a load of garbage. But look at the people, how they pretending and crying and going on. Just because somebody is telling them rubbish. But you now, sit like I'm spitting the fire here now and tell them the truth. Tell them how to get it. Tell them how they have to behave to receive this truth, which is genuine. Tell them how they can get to know God instead of believing in some false God. They don't want to know the real God. No, they would rather a God that tell them, say, oh, this man is my chosen people. What kind of idiotic God is that now, that create human beings, then turn around and tell them that, oh, those are my chosen people. That God need, like I say, in this fire we put that God on trial and sack him from his job. We say, listen, they're only supposed to be one God. You other gods who set yourself up as God, right? And deceive human beings by writing silly Bible for them. You finish. You was just false gods. So yes, we have a lot of false gods. You see? Because you hear some people talking about, I hear them even somewhat say, God say, let us make man. What do you mean us, as if God is more than one? Like there was a couple gods around. And some of you think that I was even watching a program and tell it today, and the Edge, I think it was an Edge, that there is some other gods like Enki or some. Listen, the only God there is the one God that is dwelling within you. That is the only God. So I don't know why some people come talking about some gods, and they're on about, oh, we was created by some gods, and they put us here, you know, and the Enki and all this kind of thing. All these nonsense are what people talk when they are in the dark. When you're goddamn ignorant, you're in the dark, now they're talking bullshit about some God created us, some God. There is only, look in the universe and you will see the oneness, like I tell you. The universe is only one. And there ain't no God in the universe who is above conscience. You understand? No God at all. So that is the God that the Fire Lion is teaching about. The God that is within. And that is the God, that is the light of the one who is coming. That you are going to live under. Because you can't do anything about that. You know what I mean? That is the supreme one. So that is the light that I'm appealing to all human beings. To make a connection. Because they don't have to go nowhere to make the connection. This connection is within themselves. Anyway, and that appeal that I appeal to you to live honestly. This is not about, you don't have to be educated, and any simple man can live honestly. Live honestly and make the connection within this time, because the terrible and dreadful one is coming, where you shall learn to live under the one, just like you live under the light of the one sun. You shall learn to live under the laws of the one conscience, as teach by the Fire Lion. Rastafari, live it and reign it. Fire out and fade out.